If you step out of your house for even 30 minutes, does your cat truly know that you are coming back? Not only do they know, but do they really care either way? Now, while this could be viewed as a bit of a silly topic, especially if you've owned cats for years and have felines of adult and senior status, it is a worthy question to ask. After all, cats aren't born knowing, and they certainly aren't born understanding your tendencies and the ins and outs of home life and the home environment. In this material, we'll talk about time in the feline world, and if your cat truly knows if you're coming back when you leave. And if they do know, what are the cues? What tells a cat that even when you're gone for a few hours, that they have nothing to fear? Interesting topic, especially for new cat owners. I've got you covered. Stay tuned. Just like young children, so much of learning for a feline is through observation, knowing what to expect next based on what has happened in the past, those positive and negative associations. And when it comes to the topic of leaving the home and your cat perhaps wondering if you are coming back, it really all begins with the first time you left. Your cat at some point, they'll grow accustomed to you coming and going. It's really all quite basic. Cats will learn how they fit into their environment by watching you. You're leaving and then coming back. It's just another piece to that daily routine puzzle. I speak often on the channel about the importance of the daily routine. In the big picture, in the long term, the reason the routine is important is because it builds a foundation of trust. Here's what we do around here, and here's what to expect, and you can expect more of it. It's not unlike a teacher on the first day of class laying down the rules and handing out that class syllabus. A kid will go home even after that very first day, but getting a general idea of how things are going to go in that class for the next few months. In the feline world, the measure of time is often measured based on the routine, that internal clock, and a big part of that clock is based on expectations set by your prior actions and behaviors. This is why cats will get a bit antsy at certain times of the day if they expect food, for example. They didn't check their watch, but they know that it's probably close to mealtime. One of the reasons why felines settle in and can pretty much tolerate any activities within the home is because whatever is going on is expected. Let's take loud sounds and loud noises, for example. In my many years of ownership, I've learned that cats can pretty much accept anything, any sound, any noise, any ruckus, as long as they know that you're the one making it and you're the one in control, the one that has the control. Now, that's not to say that they have to love that ice machine or the vacuum cleaner, but they'll at least have some level of familiarity based on the routine and because of the routine, and also the general comfort knowing that you're controlling the device. Going in and out of your home, that door opening and closing, it's all really just a branch from the same tree. If your daily routine sends you out the door in the morning and then back home in the evening, your cat, as time goes along, they won't really think too much of it at all. And not only will they expect you to come home, your pet might actually give you a weird look if they don't see you leave in the morning, especially for several days. The daily routine tells your cat that at this time in the internal clock, that's when you leave. The same could be said when you take out the trash. If you do it around a certain time, your pet won't be shocked when you walk out that door and then come right back in. But what about the unexpected, those times where an emergency strikes and you leave and perhaps you're gone for hours, even 24 hours or more? In truth, even something like that wouldn't typically cause a great deal of concern for your cat. The reason is that most felines, and I hate to break this news, they're not really thinking about us. It's rare for a cat to just hang on every moment with their owner. Cats, they're either eating, drinking, sleeping, playing. So much of the day doesn't involve you, and it doesn't involve us overall as cat owners. Truth be told, if you left the house at random for, say, 4 or 5 hours, there's a good chance that your cat will spend the bulk of that time sound asleep. It would really have to take something rather jarring for your cat to become concerned. Why? Well, they've been programmed over time that regardless of how long you've ever been gone, well, you've always come back. So there's nothing to indicate that this time will be any different. The only time realistically that a cat would ever wonder if you're coming back is if they're not used to you leaving. Of course, for this to be the case, logically it would suggest that they're not used to you as a whole or as a person. They're not used to your home, and quite frankly, they're not used to anyone coming and going from the home. It's also worth discussing the word choice, worried, concerned, wondering if you're coming back. it's probably not that deep. If you took a 3-day vacation, would deep worry set in with your cat, deep concern? Not likely, at least not in the same way that we would view those words and emotions. As much as we do love our cats and as much as they love us, should a cat ever become concerned, it would likely deal with their own comfort and their own safety, how they're going to survive your absence, rather than the fact that you are in fact absent. Just like so many topics, in order to understand how a cat thinks or what they would think about a given situation, you pretty much have to think like a cat. And with respect to this topic, as an owner, you really have nothing to worry about. If you leave for a couple of days, as long as your cat has those proper essentials, they'll be just fine. And they certainly won't think you're gone forever, as history does tell them that you've always returned. Cat owners, we certainly worry about our pets much more than they would ever really worry about us, and overall that's a good thing. The goal is to make sure that your pet is happy and content and has everything they need. If they're truly not worried, that's one less thing for us to worry about. Before I close things out for this topic, if your leaving involves more than the daily grind of a work day or just a short trip to the grocery store, it never really hurts to have a plan. If you are in fact going away for days and you have a trusted friend who knows your cat and the cat knows them, let them check in on your pet at least once per day, just to make sure that everything is okay. That friend can then report back to you, just for your peace of mind, if nothing else. Of course, you can also have a friend take your cat during this time that you're gone, or send your cat to a trusted pet boarding facility. Big picture, your cat knows when you're coming back, or that you are coming back. They know that you are coming home, so be ready to greet them with a few pets and plenty of smiles, and oh yeah, those cat treats. Don't forget the treats. You walking out and then walking right back in, just another association that your cat will learn as being nothing more than simply part of that daily, but all-important, routine. To the audience of Senior Cat Wellness, what are your thoughts on this topic? Is this something you were ever keen about in terms of teaching your pet, or is it just something that's never really crossed your mind? During those early days of ownership, were you ever concerned that your cat would think that you had left for good when you walked out the door? Anything that you'd like to add to this conversation, that comment section, it's all yours. And if you enjoyed this content, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you as a member of the Senior Cat Wellness family. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you later.